Well, Happy New Year, everyone. This is Pastor Jamel. And like many of you, I'm so grateful that God has allowed us to see another year. Thank God for 2015. We are beginning this year by pressing the reset button. Reset, as many of you know, especially the gamers out there, means to stop, not to quit, so that you may start again and set yourself up for success. We are going to do so primarily through the vehicle of prayer and fasting. Our fast of choice is the Daniel fast, and if you will take a quick journey with me to the book of Daniel, chapter 1, we'll see where this comes from. In Daniel chapter 1, we see that King Nebuchadnezzar and Babylon have besieged Judah and Jerusalem. And in their quest to reign over Israel, the Babylonians sought to indoctrinate the people of Israel with Babylonian culture. So King Neb called for a certain type of Hebrew man, those who were from the royal family and nobility, handsome and without any defects, intelligent learners who are also physically strong. These men would be taught the language and the literature of the Babylonians, given a daily portion of food from the king's table, and trained for 3 years before being released into the king's service. And to make matters worse, they were even given names. To Daniel, he was then called Belteshazzar. To Hananiah, he was called Shadrach. To Mishael, Meshach. And to Azariah, Abednego. I'm giving you all of this context because I want you to understand the opposition that Daniel and the others faced. If you've ever read or heard about the legacy of the prophet Daniel and those Hebrew boys, you know it's clear that the favor of God, the hand of God, was upon their lives. The favor that God showed Daniel and the others wasn't so much about their disciplined diet. The fast that you and I are about to participate in, I believe it was about their determination that even under foreign rule and authority, even while serving in King Nebuchadnezzar's court, their loyalty was to Jehovah God. That's what this fast represents. And those wonderful stories of the Hebrew boys in the fiery furnace and Daniel in the lion's den, those miracles were possible because of moments like in verse number 8. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the king's delicacies. Daniel purposed in his heart that throughout all of the opposition, there was something more valuable than how the king viewed him. And that thing was his commitment to Jehovah God. And it's going to take that kind of determination and for you and I to purpose in our hearts as we prepare ourselves for this 14-day journey of praying and fasting. There's going to be opposition, temptation, and distractions. But in the midst of that, consider why you decided to fast in the first place. For Daniel, he didn't want to be swallowed up by Babylonian influence. What are you fasting for? Now ask yourself, is that worth the sacrifice? Daniel believed so and trusted God so much that he issued a challenge to the king's officials to examine he and his friends after 10 days and compare them to the rest. And would you believe it? God honored their commitment. In fact, in verse 17, it tells us that these 4 young men, God gave knowledge and understanding of all kinds. Basically, essentially, God granted them the ability to perform at the level necessary to be successful for the sole purpose why the king chose them in the first place. And I believe that God will do the same for you. Be diligent and committed to your cause. Remember that the prayers of your heart's desire are greater than the grumblings of your appetite. And do you want to know something I believe that these young men did? I doubt that they conferenced to grieve and grumble about the foods they miss. No, I guarantee you they assembled to encourage one another, assured of how God would honor their sacrifice. And I'm encouraging you to do the same. Don't lament the absence of your favorite meals, but rather realize the benefit of growing closer to God. And don't do this by yourself. Don't go it alone. Have you a prayer partner, a friend, a family member, a church member, someone whom will walk through this with you, who will encourage you just the way that Daniel and his 3 friends did. So come on, join us January 4th through January 7th, and we will complete our fast with a 24-hour prayer from Friday, January 16th to Saturday, January 17th at the Avenue. What are your hopes and prayers for 2015? Let's lie them before our strong and able God for 14 days. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.